I'm very excited to announce the Track Markup feature in PolyNome, which I designed to make it super easy and fast to learn any song. So the idea is that you can add bar and section markers to a song, and then once you've marked up the song, you can easily jump to any section in the song, you can loop bars, you can slow things down. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate the features and how you can do this. I'll do it with a pop song and mark that up. And then I'll do it with the Black Page by Frank Zappa, and I'll show you the score mode feature where you can set bar numbers so that they align with those on the score. And then I'll show you how you can do it with a video, for example, me demonstrating a sticking on a practice pad. So let's get started. So this is what we're going to end up with from the first example of the pop song. This is a music video for Reason to Believe by Wishbone Ash, which I was involved in writing, so I do know that there are some odd time bars in here, and this video has a long introduction that we'll cut off. So this is the kind of final version, and you can see here I can play this. And the bar markers change as we go through the song. And then if I want to jump to a different section in the song, I can tap on the section, jump to the chorus, the second chorus. And you can navigate through the bars here, and you can loop on a bar by tapping on this and choosing zoom to bar, and it will just loop this bar. And you can loop a section by tapping on the section button and zoom to section. So now we're just getting the section on a loop, and you can navigate through the sections while you're in loop mode. So we can just loop this riff, or just this chorus, or just this pre-chorus. And you also have back and forward to jump back a second or forward a second if you just want to do that. This is a song that I've marked up already. I'm going to show you how you can mark up your own song. So I'll start by, in the presets page, tapping on the plus and going to new track markup. So here you can select from your Apple Music library or files or your photos, the video library there, or you can take a video. So I'm going to go to files, and I'm going to choose the Reason to Believe. So this is what you start with. There's a demo bar that's been added at the beginning, and if I hit play on this, you'll notice that the song doesn't start immediately. In fact, there's about 20 seconds of kind of lead-in that I'm not interested in. So I'm going to jump through this until I find the song start. There it is, around 20 seconds. So the first thing we'll do is trim the start of the song. Now I just want to point out that here we have a big plus button and a flag and some backwards and forwards markers, and there's a delete down here. This is edit mode. So if you don't see this, you can toggle edit mode from the menu here. So if I turn edit mode off, you'll see that disappears and we're in playback mode essentially, where you won't be adding or deleting markers. So I'm going to go back into edit mode, and I'm going to add a bar marker where I want the song to start. So I'm going to hit plus and hit play. So that's a little bit earlier than I want. So I'll show you quickly how you can nudge a bar. So you can edit the selected bar with the three dots on the right of the selected bar, or by tapping on the bar and choosing edit bar. And here you have a nudge panel at the bottom, and if I tap this, it will go back by 0.01 seconds, and this will take it back by 0.1 seconds. And each time you tap one of those buttons, it starts playback from the new location. So I'm going to use these buttons until I hear basically where the song starts. Okay, so this is pretty good. So I'm going to choose that as the song start, and then I'll hit done, and we're back into this main view. And I'm actually going to delete this demo bar because this is right at the start of the song. So I'll hit the delete and delete that. And this is now the start of the song. But notice in the slider down here, we can still play back all of this stuff that we're not interested in. So I'm going to tap on this bar to jump to that location. And in the menu, I'm going to go to trim and set the song start. And you'll see this is now kind of blacked out, and we can remove this by going to the menu and choosing trim, show trimmed song. And now the slider starts at 20 and goes to the end of the song. Okay, so the process of adding bars to a song is really easy. All you do is play through the song and hit the big plus every time a new bar starts. So I'll demonstrate that. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically, when there's a new section, we want to convert it to a section, and we do it with, that's a section, so I'll convert it to a section with this button. So see what happened there, we had bar 8 and now we're in section 2, bar 1. So I added it as bar 9 and then I tapped this button to turn it into a section. If I tap this again, it turns it back into bar 9. So you can add and remove sections wherever you want, but tapping this button doesn't add a new marker, it just toggles the selected bar into the start of a section. So then I can tap on this bar to go back to the start of it, hit play, and start adding more markers. Now I'm going to point out that this section has some odd time bars. So the song is basically in 4/4, but here there are some bars that have different time signatures. So I'm going to hit the plus marker at the start of each new bar, and later I'll show you how you can adjust the time signatures. 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the section starts. So I'll turn it to a section. Next bar. Next bar. Okay, so this is going to take the length of the song. But if the song is at a fairly steady tempo and it's mainly in one time signature, you can do this whole process at double speed. So I'm going to tap on this little speedometer down here and I can set the song to 2 times speed, or you can slow it down if you want to work something out. So I'm just going to delete this bar 2 here, start at the beginning of this section and hit the plus each new bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a new verse on bar 11. Now, at double speed, if you've got both hands working, you can go and tap a section bar marker, but bar 11 was the start of a new section, so I will select it here, convert it to a section, and then I can continue from here. But you get the idea that you can go through an entire song very quickly if you know it. So basically half the length of the song and you've got all of your markers in place. So then we need to go and edit these markers and bars and sections. So to edit a section, you tap on the section header and notice here that the section header shows the section name, the number of bars in that section, the time signature for the section, and the calculated tempo. I can tap on this and we get taken to the section edit page. And here is where you can choose the section name. So I'll call this intro. You can add some details if you want, the kind of groove that's being played, basic drum groove, whatever you want to put in there. You can set the time signature for the section. And then here you can see the bars in that section, so you can jump in to edit those. I'm going to move to the next section, and this is going to be intro B. And if you want to customize these section names, you can tap on plus, you can add a new label here, for example, instrumental. Tap on add, and then you can customize the color for that label. And in this add mode, you can also rename other sections. So you can tap on here and give this a different name and then hit enter, I think, and that assigns it, and you can change the colors when you're in that add mode. And then hit done to exit the add mode, and then you could choose instrumental or whatever section name you want for this. So you can quickly go through the sections. Now notice that it isn't playing at the moment, but if you go into edit one of the bars, you can hit play. Let's put the speed back to 1 times. So this is the odd time sections that I was talking about. So we're in intro B bar 1. So if I count the beats in this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in 6/4 for this bar. So I can set the time signature here. And then I can navigate to the next bar and count the beats in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a bar of 5/4. Then we can navigate to the next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's 6/4. And then the next bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, back into 4, 4. And then the next bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we start the verse. So let's hit this. You'll see we're going to go to bar 1. We're in intro B bar 5. I'll tap this. Now we're in section bar 1. So we haven't labeled this section. So I can jump into the section edit here. And I can label this as a verse. And then you can go back into edit those bars, but we've got basically 10 bars here. Then I can go to the next section. This is also a verse, so I can choose verse here. I'll hit done. And you'll notice that this has been labeled verse 2. So it automatically numbers the different sections if they are repeats. So we'll have verse, verse 2, and then chorus, chorus 2, etc. So that's how you edit the section details, edit the bar details, put in the time signatures, and notice if we go back up here where the time signature changed, I'm going to hide the video. That's another tip. You can tap on menu and hide video to give you more screen space. So see, whenever the section time signature changes, you see it here. So we're in 6/4 for intro B. So this is in 6/4, and then bar 2 turns to 5/4, bar 3, 6/4, bar 4 is 4/4, and then it continues in 4/4. So the time signatures are only shown when it's different from the previous bar. So I'm going to go back to the one that I already marked up. So this is my final version. You can see the section markers in here. As I said, you can tap on here and jump to any section instantly. And you can also generate a lead sheet by tapping on the menu, going to lead sheet, and here you'll get the title, the tempo, the different sections with the number of bars and the time signature. Any bars that have different time signatures will show up in this list so that you know that that's going to happen. And then any notes that you've added to sections will show up here. And any notes that you added to bars will show up here. So this is a bar label, stop. And then here's another detail label on that bar, hit on 2. So I know that that bar is stop 2. And then the outro, I know on bar 48, I have 16ths on the snare as a crescendo, and then I stop on bar 49. So this lead sheet just gives you the details that you need. So the number of bars in a section, so you can count through that section, and any bars that you added notes or time signatures to. Now you can attach this generated lead sheet to this markup preset with this button here. And you'll notice when I tap this, I can replace, because I already had that on there. And when you do that, you get this info button on the preset. And if you tap on that, you can view the file. So now I'm viewing a PDF of that lead sheet. And I can mark this up. Tap on the little pencil, and you can annotate this just like anything else you can do on an iPad. So you could highlight things, you could draw in. I'm not very good at drawing using the mouse here, but you could draw in some rhythmic stuff here. Whatever you like, and all of this is undoable. So if I hit done here, you'll see that my markup is on there, but if I wanted to change this, I can go in and go back into annotate, and I can erase some of these if I want. So those annotations are undoable. And now we know this click is at 134 BPM. So if you wanted to create just a click track that you could play along to, and you wanted to reference this lead sheet, you could do that by creating a new preset. So I'll just call it Reason to Believe. I know that the tempo is 134, so I'll load this up and set the tempo to be 134. And because we've got some odd bars in here, I'm just going to set the time signature of this to be 1/4 so that I don't get confused when we're going through different time signatures. So the click sounds like this. So it's the click at the right tempo. And what I want to do is attach that lead sheet to it. So here's my click that doesn't have the lead sheet attached. Here's the preset that does have the lead sheet attached. So to copy this, you long press on the preset and choose copy paste. I'm going to copy the preset. And then I will long press on my click and attach file and use file from copied preset. Now we get the little I button, and I can view the file while I'm listening to the click track. And this is the same file as referenced, so if I made changes to this version, it would also update this version. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of other settings and features. So if we go back into Reason to Believe here, in the menu, there are some settings here. So we have song looping, which is self-explanatory. When the song gets to the end, it will loop. If that's off, it will stop when it gets to the end. When you're looping a bar or a section, it loops automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. Transcribe mode changes where playback resumes from after you hit stop. So currently, if I hit play and stop and then play again, it resumes from where you left off. But if you're trying to transcribe something, it's helpful to jump back to where you started from. So if I turn on in settings transcribe mode, it tells me playback resumes from the last manually selected position. And you'll see here, there's a little line here, tiny white line. And if I use these to nudge forward by a second, you can see that white line is moving along. And if I use the slider to here, for example, it puts that white line there. There's also a white line here. This is indicating where playback will start from. So if I stop, it jumps back to that position. So that means you can listen to as much of the song as you need, and when you stop, it will just jump back to where you were. So that's very helpful. And then finally, in the settings, there is score mode. So note that in this version, every time we added a new section, it started the bar numbering. So we can say verse bar 1, and we can say chorus, pre-chorus bar 1, which is the way you think of things in a band. But if you have a score, then that score doesn't reset bar numbering, it goes all the way to the end. So if you turn on score mode in settings, the bar numbering continues through the whole song, bar 49, bar 50, bar 51, bar 52, etc. So I'm going to show you where that is useful, and I'll show you that in the Black Page by Frank Zappa. You can download this demo playlist from Browse Examples. You will find there is a Black Page preset right here. You can install this and it will install it to your device. And there's some instructions here. You've got a PDF score of the Black Page, which you can view alongside this. And then here we have the track markup of the audio. So I can view this by either swiping across or tapping on sequencer. And now we get to see the track markup, and you'll see that I've numbered these to line up with the score. So bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4 is the start of a repeat, goes through here. And then if you see down here, there is a repeat after bar 18. So if we go down here, bar 18 jumps back to bar 4. So the way I did this was to edit this section, and when you're in score mode, you can turn on section bar numbering and choose a custom start number. So I turned that on and set it to 4. If you turn this off, it will show you the actual bar number through the piece. So I'm going to turn that back on, choose 4. And so this way you can line up the audio with the score. So if you want to know what bar 21 sounds like, you can go and find bar 21 and listen to it. And if you want to loop that bar, we can tap on this and zoom the bar. And now we're looping that bar. And if you want to slow it down, you can slow it down. So you can tap on these buttons to quickly jump to half speed, 1 times speed, 2 times speed. You can use these to go slower, and you can fine tune with this. You can go all the way down to a 10th speed. So that's score mode. Finally, I'm going to show you how you can use this if you have a teacher who shows you an exercise, for example, and you want to slow it down and figure it out. You can use videos in Track Markup. So I'll tap on the plus, new Track Markup video library, and I shot a video. You can even take it from your camera, but I shot this little video very quickly with just a sticking that I played. And if I hit play, right, so this is the sticking exercise I was talking about. So say we want to figure out what that exercise is. What you might do is add a bar at the start of where I'm playing. So somewhere around, let's see, here. I'll add a bar here. And I can see that I'm changing hands. So maybe I'll put a bar where my hands change. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then I can go and edit the bar. So I could trim the start so I don't need to watch my little introduction. So I select this bar, going to menu and trim and set the song start. And then in the menu, trim, show the trimmed song. And when you're showing a trimmed song, remember the slider starts at the position that you trimmed to. And if you look in the menu, you'll see show whole song where you can go back to modify the trim positions. And now I just want to figure out what these stickings are. So I can go back to this bar and edit it, and it will loop it for me. Now this video is very small. You can tap on this to make it bigger. Oh, this bar. So I am going to slow this down, maybe even further. So I'm going right, left, right, right, left, right. You can see here, maybe that's a little bit too slow. So let's play. So it looks like a paradiddle, right, left, left. And then 2 paradiddles and a double paradiddle. So you can write that sticking down in the bar label. So right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left. I think it was actually right, left, left, right, and then it switches. And that will show up in here. Right, left. And then the next bar. So you can basically use it with video from your video library, or you can shoot a video, and it's a really handy way to mark up where exercises occur, slow them down, see what's going on. You can import Spotify or Apple Music playlists directly into PolyNome, and that's the equivalent of going to new song click and searching. So you could also paste a playlist in here, but let's just say I search for The Police and add a preset here. So let's say Every Breath You Take. I'll create the preset. That gives you a song click with the tempo and the key and the length of the song, just a regular click. But you can create a track markup preset from this. If you have an Apple Music subscription, you can tap on the eye and choose Create Track Markup Preset. And that creates a new preset with that file. So like I said, you won't be able to hear it if I play because it's DRM protected, but this is the actual recorded version of Every Breath You Take, and you can add your bar markers in here. So you could import a whole playlist as clicks, and then you could go into each one and create track markups for those that you need to work out. So that's it. Again, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for using PolyNome. I hope you enjoy this feature, and I'll get back to working on more features for future updates.